Welcome back, War Room fans. Okay, phase 5. So this is called refit and redeploy. This is another one of the phases in the group or in the game that the group shouldn't take more than maybe 5-10 minutes to do. It's a very simple phase. So basically what it is the very first step one is land your aircraft. So everybody that has the arrows on them, they have to fly 2 squares or 2 territories and land in a friendly controlled hex. So the 15th could fly, wherever you want to go, but they can only fly 2. Then take your token off and, your air command is landed. So you're just going to go around the board flying all your air units back into friendly territories. Now, a friendly territory in the game is determined by these cards. If you own this card, whether it's regular or embattled, it's considered a friendly territory. Got it? So you can only land in friendly territories. So if something crazy was going on up here in the combat, let's say this is an embattled territory, and the 15th was up here and took part in it, but that's how the battle ended. Well, Russia still owns the Caucasus, so for the German planes, this is considered enemy territory. So he'll have to fly back, and we'll just say to here. But if there was Russian air units down here, they could land here because it's considered friendly territory. That's really the only exception to landing your aircraft. You can only land on friendly territories. So basically everybody moves their air units and off they go. Now, this is called a production stack, and we're going to do that because that's the last phase. But so this is turn 2, Germany built in the Ukraine. Now remember the stress value, or you can add up these smokestacks. So the Ukraine is level 4. It can only build 4 units. So let's say Germany on turn 1 built 4 units here, and you use the little smokestack to represent they're under construction. On step 2, you call it what's deploy units. So you take this off, and then let's just say the 56 was here, and then they join up with the 56. If you don't have a land command in here, you're going to have to take one out of your supply and put it on there. Now remember, guys, on these command chits, you are force limited. Now, it personally has never come up in our specific games, but there is a possibility that you could build units and go, oh man, I don't have a command stack to put on my build units. So technically by the rules, they're not built. They don't stay underneath a marker. They're just gone. So you need to keep an eye on that. Although personally, I've never seen it come up in our groups and or in our games I've played, which is many, like probably 18 now, almost 20. That's never happened, but that's how it works. So you just take that off. If there's no commands, you put a command stack on, or if it's in here, you stack them up with a unit here. Now remember, guys, you can only have 8 units under any command stack, regardless of land, air, or sea. So this stack here is actually 9. So then you would have to, then you can do whatever you want, because that's actually the 3rd step, which is called reorganize commands. So now you can start splitting this up. You could go 4, 5, make 2 command stacks, combine command stacks, disassemble them. It's however you want to do, but it also tidies it up a little bit. Now, the big thing about command stacks and reorganizing is remember, you only have 9 movements. So there is a desire to try to form up large stacks because it makes it more efficient in movement. But the downside is you lose flexibility on writing orders. So like if we split that 56 into 3 stacks, remember I said there's 9 units there, we have 3 commands of 3 units. Well, on the order phase, now I have 3 units I could split off. I could send 2 to Belarus, 1 to the Caucasus. It gives you more options. But that's game to game. That depends on how you look at things, and off you go. Once again, guys, this phase should not take your group more than 10 minutes tops. You know, flying all your aircraft back, reorganizing your commands, you know, this shouldn't take long. If it's taking more than 10 minutes, then you're just adding to the game length, and you know, that's up to you guys. But just letting you know that, yeah, 10 minutes tops for this phase. And that's refit and redeploy. So remember guys, we're just flying our air units back to friendly territories. We're taking off all our construction icons off and putting our units on, and then we can reorganize all our commands. Now, that's an official step. I'm gonna point out one thing about reorganized commands, is it's step 3 of phase 5. But you can technically rearrange command stacks at any time during the game, except for phase 2 and phase 3 and phase 4 combat. So you can't reorganize you can't do it during strategic planning, movement, or combat. Your stacks are your stacks. Otherwise, every other phase you can refit, and you can basically reorganize your commands. Okay, so that's phase 5, and we're coming up on phase 6.